This is Brian with Piano Artisans. We are taking a look today at a very special piano that we rebuilt about 10 years ago or so. So it's a Reichardt out of Chicago with a front-facing valve system, hard tubed. Remember this rebuild, it had been some time, but we did go through, we rebuilt the entire player system, but we did keep, per the request of the client, mostly everything else original. We did replace the bridle straps, went through and did an actual regulation on the action so that the player and the action did well. Also, we replaced all of the key bushings, so the key bushings are nice and tight, so the player plays actually very nice and quietly. And we also did a small bass string replacement over here. All the rest of the strings are original, but the piano is actually in pretty fair tune, and there's been no hammering down of the tuning pins, meaning that the gapping here is very consistent, which shows that the tuning stability is strong. If this pin block was loose or it wasn't holding its tune anymore, we'd have to hammer these in a little bit more to get a little bit more grip. Essentially, that tuning pin is a fine screw. So, you know, it's an indication of just basically the build quality, the fact that it's been inside of a home for, 70 years here at this home in an interior wall. So, basically best case scenario. We have original ivory keys. So a little bit yellowed. This is a grade A ivory, but it's, normal wear and tear on these ivories. The ebony is original as well. So the keys could be totally restored to look nearly perfect. Nothing that's really notable, maybe a couple of chips here, 3 chips total. Then we get into this Empire case, this really gorgeous dural leg style, all carved out of walnut. And the entire case is American walnut, so you can actually see the potential of this piano if it were to be refinished. Regarding the finish, the piano is in good condition as far as the finish is still protecting the piano. It's original, it's varnish, it has darkened, it has a bit of a texture, but the finish is still present, so it's still protecting the actual veneer. If this were a lacquer finish, it would be peeling. This particular instrument is not lacquer, so this is what you're getting. Something that's going to be long-lasting. It does have a patina, and it, like I said, it can be fully rebuilt and restored if someone were to choose to do that, which this would be a tremendous investment and something that would be stunning and an heirloom to pass down for many generations from here on out. The player system is activated here. So we have our controls. These are our manual controls to make the piano either quieter or louder. And then we have our tempo lever, which is going to control, obviously, our tempo. It does have a transposing tracker bar, which means, and if you look here, okay, you see how we can move the tracker bar. Center is going to be where the roll is intended to be played, and you do transposing in order to accommodate for someone that has a higher or lower, if they're a soprano or a tenor, you can actually adjust it to match somebody's voice, or playing a different key, essentially. So very cool system here. The entire system is a player system. Back to that is metal. I remember this because we painstakingly actually disassembled all of this. We soaked everything, removed all the glues. We're extremely careful. We have some casted parts, but the casting was in good condition. And we had no breakage, so everything was in good condition. The player still works really, really well. And then we get into here, we replaced with the neoprene tubing. It did originally have lead tubing that was going down. All of that has been removed and replaced. And then we also rebuilt the entire pedal assembly, the reservoir pump, so the entire player has been completely rebuilt. Same thing here with the pneumatics. So everything's still very, very soft and supple, as you can see, plenty of movement. The player's actually been regularly played since it was restored. The hammers have a bit of wear and tear, which is to be expected on an instrument like this, but the piano still has a really nice and rich tone. And now I'm going to put the cover on the front here, and we're going to do a demonstration of the piano. is making sure that we strap it back in, hook it back in. There's latches in the inside. I'm going to shut the lid for get the whole look of the entire piano. So they did the dural column design going all the way up through the case, which is pretty standard. You have your butterflied split veneer going through the center of the piano, which is absolutely beautiful. So we're gonna play a roll. We have the Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini, which is a really fun song. I'm gonna play this. First, before I play this, I wanted to just let you hear the piano. Tone, really nice sounding piano. The soundboard has no cracks. The bridges are crack free. So internally the piano is in actually very good condition. It's a very good just playing piano in general. So now let's go ahead and just listen to the roll. And go ahead and push it into play. Creates vacuum, starts the pump. Stop pumping, and we're going to put it into re-roll. We don't need to go too fast in the re-roll. Don't want to rip these rolls. And that's it. When we're removing the roll, we never want to tighten it tightly. We just want to make sure it's just in there a little bit snug. We don't want all the paper to become, to have memory, right? So we want it to come out really nice and easily. That'll help preserve the actual roll. So it used to be common practice to kind of tighten them up, but realistically it's much better to keep them stored a bit loose. I'm gonna go ahead and put this box back. This piano comes with a really nice collection of rolls. There's more than this. We have another secondary section of rolls down here. So a lot of good rolls in here, tons of music. And of course there's more music available on eBay. So this is just wonderful to see our work after 10 years. Still working fantastically. Everything here, linkages are nice. this concludes the video of this beautiful Reichardt piano.